Grandpa's garden, next on Treehouse.
The greenhouse!
It was a beautiful day in Grandpa's garden. The sky was blue, the sun was shining, and the air was cool and fresh. Grandpa was on his way to the greenhouse to tend to his seedlings and flowers. It was always extra warm inside the greenhouse to help the little plants grow. Just then, Gavin and Susie arrived. "Hi, Grandpa," they called out. "Well, hello there," said Grandpa, giving them both a squeeze. "Come with me," he said. "I'm on my way to see how my orchid is doing." "What's an orchid?" asked Susie as they walked. "An orchid is a beautiful flower that grows in the jungle," said Grandpa. "Are we going into the jungle?" said Gavin, quite impressed. "We're going into the greenhouse," replied Grandpa. "And a greenhouse can be like a little jungle if you keep it nice and warm." Gavin and Susie climbed up on stools at the planting table, and Grandpa brought over his orchid. "It's beautiful," said Susie, studying the flower. It had 5 big red petals around a small pink flower in the center. "Are you going to plant it in the garden?" asked Gavin. "It gets too cool out in the garden to plant a jungle flower, so I'll keep it here in the greenhouse, where I can keep it warm and make it feel more at home." "I thought all flowers liked it the same." "All flowers like water and sunshine and warmth," replied Grandpa. "They just like them in different amounts. There are flowers that grow on high mountain slopes, and flowers that bloom in the desert, and flowers that only grow in the shade. But if you can give a plant a place that it likes, like here inside the greenhouse, you can grow any kind of flower you want," he said. "Grandpa, I think you should grow more and more until the greenhouse is filled with flowers." Grandpa gave a thoughtful smile. "That reminds me of when I was a lad. My parents and I went on a trip to Holland. And while we were out and about, we came across a tulip farm, and I couldn't believe what I saw. There were wonderful long glass houses, like nothing I'd seen before. And inside those long glass houses, as far as I could see, were rows and rows and rows of beautifully colored tulips. There were rows of red and rows of yellow, and even of orange and blue." Gavin looked about and said, "Grandpa, you should grow a jungle in here." "Yeah," agreed Susie. "Then you could have lots of jungle flowers. And parrots, too. And monkeys," added Gavin with enthusiasm. "Well, I don't know," said Grandpa, looking about with some concern. "I don't think that I've got the space for a jungle. And monkeys need room to swing," he added. Gavin and Susie were a little disappointed because it had been such a good idea. "I know a place," said Grandpa, "not very far from here, where there is a jungle inside an enormous greenhouse. How would you like to take a trip with me to visit the botanical gardens?" "Hooray!" they cried, and readily agreed. So, after Grandma had packed them a snack, "To the jungle!" Grandpa called out, and away they went, off to the botanical gardens. Special place.
places to be known, across the world or here at home. Different time or different space, everything has its special place, special place. In the greenhouse where some plants say it feels like the jungle, they call home. Inside it's warm and flowers grow, and even when outside there's snow, special places to be known, across the world or here at home. Different time or different space, everything has its special place, a special place.
When they arrived at the botanical gardens, they could hardly believe their eyes. It was an enormous greenhouse with a jungle growing inside. Inside, the air was steamy and even warmer than in Grandpa's greenhouse, and green was everywhere. There were giant green ferns and banana plants, even bright green parrots in the trees. They saw tropical fruits and orchid flowers, and much to their delight, they even saw a little green monkey happily munching a fig. Gavin called out, "Hello there," and waved. Then the monkey blinked and gave a little wave back. When they came to a little bench that was surrounded by big green ferns, Grandpa said, "This looks like a lovely spot. Let's stop and have our snack." They sat down together on the little bench while Grandpa got out the snacks. "One of you may have to scramble up a tree to get us a fruit for dessert," he said. Gavin giggled and Susie wrinkled her nose. "Grandpa," she said. "Oh, wait, never mind. Grandma has packed us an orange." They ate their snack among the tropical plants, the orchids, and the ferns, while up in a tree, the monkey kept munching in his jungle inside a greenhouse.